decided to follow Jesus.
Things have just happened like skyrockets in my life this year. The beginning of the year, I knew that somehow I intuited that big changes were in the making. I didn't know what they were, but I ran across something I had written down in February that I was praying and asking God to show me what the direction was that I was to take. A couple of weeks later, on an email at school, there was an advertisement for SIT Graduate Institute up in Vermont. And they have a TESOL program, which is teaching English to students of other languages. And they offer a master's degree in 1 year. And since I'm going to be 67 in June, I thought, I really don't have more than a year to give. My sister said, Annye, are you sure you have a year? She's 2.5 years younger than me. She said, I think a year is a long time. But I really felt impelled. And I didn't know, I knew that the reason that what I was going to do was go teach in a foreign country. But I didn't know I wanted to go to South America, considered the Peace Corps. That somehow didn't feel like the path I should take. And one day, one Sunday right out here, Pastor Marla asked about my plans. And as I told her, she said, have you ever considered Methodist missions? And I said, really? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, no, I hadn't. But, I mean, what are the possibilities? And she said, well, it would be worth a conversation. So she set up a Skype with Pastor David Stevenson in Tulsa, who calls himself the missionary from Bolivia to Oklahoma, although he speaks no Spanish, But anyway, he set up a Skype with Pastor Marla and Pastor Modesto and himself, or Pastor Marla set up this Skype with Pastor Modesto and Pastor Stevenson and myself. And entering into that discussion, it just, felt so right. And then I went to hear Pastor Modesto speak at Grace Methodist Church, and Pastor Stevenson was there, and I spoke more with him. It just kind of went on, and I began to realize that I found out that this music mission is going to Bolivia in July. And guess what? One opening left on the plane.
And you're
And I am a musician. You really know that. You might not think I'm a very good organist. I don't know. I think my dear friend Kay would argue with that. So I've played organ out at St. Francis of the Woods many, many times. But anyway, it just was, everything was falling into place. And so I am going to Bolivia July 8th. Pastor Modesto will already be down there. He'll be meeting me at the airport, and I'll be doing two things. Participating in this music conference, which is drawing over 40 pastors from all over Bolivia. Had a meeting with the team out of Owasso First United Methodist Church in Owasso, and last Friday night, they're saying that some of the Bolivian people that are coming are didn't have the dollar for bus fare, and they hitched a ride. They're hitching rides to get there. I mean, it's like the sacrifices that many of them are making. The average pastor in Bolivia makes $50 a month. U.S., that would be, right? Is that correct, Pastor Modesto? So, yes, it's cheaper to live in Bolivia than here in the United States, but that's still not very much money. And one of the things also that the Grace Methodist Church is working on is trying to get bicycles for these pastors, because many of them have to walk for half a day to get from one church that they are pastor of to another church they're pastor of. And many of those pastors have many churches that they serve. So, and sending bicycles to Bolivia isn't cost productive. So they're trying to get donations to buy bicycles, which cost $180 in Bolivia. It's an amazing thing to consider the differences between Bolivia and the United States, even within the Methodist Church. And I think Pastor Modesto has shared some of those things with you. It's really exciting for me to go. I was raised a missionary's daughter. I learned Spanish first in Vieques, Puerto Rico as age 8. And it was a gift that I knew God had given me, and I was supposed to do something with it. I have been working in the school district here as a bilingual assistant with children from Spanish-speaking homes and some Vietnamese-speaking homes, and so on and so forth. But this education that I'll be getting in Vermont is going to give me a very important tool. And Pastor Modesto says, "You really don't need that. We can use you anyway." And I understand, but for some reason I feel so strongly that this has been the guidance and the way everything's worked out for me to get, to be able to go to school there is amazing to me. So, dear brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, please keep Pastor Modesto and the Bolivian church and me in your prayers. We really do have this connection. Bolivia and Oklahoma, Pastor Stevenson wears a logo that shows rays going between Oklahoma and Bolivia. There is a connection. We are 2 points, almost on opposite sides of the globe, and north and south. Oklahoma is the heart of North America. Bolivia is the heart of South America. So from the heart of each to the heart of the other, please hold us in your prayers. And thank you so very much. I will be going back to Bolivia after school, after I finish my TESOL degree, and only God knows what that all is all about, but I'm trusting the guidance. Thank you.
I have decided to follow Jesus.